Yeah, I just want them to feel that it was the best decision they ever made in their life up until this point, and that they've made the right decision, and that they're a part of the brotherhood that is Charleston football at this point, and that that it's not something they ever want to let go of for the rest of their life.
Bring it a blazing.
Afternoon, Coach.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
All right, how are you?
Good to see you.
See you.
Thanks for joining me for a new edition of Discover UC from our friends at Astorg Auto.
Absolutely.
Having a good summer?
Having a great summer.
Yeah. How's the baby?
Baby's doing well.
Yeah.
Doing well, trying to add some weight, but she's doing pretty well.
Good.
So she got to go back home for the first time this summer.
Uh-huh.
So that was a good trip.
Yeah.
Good trip, yeah.
Outstanding. So back home's New York, right?
Yep, Albany, New York, upstate.
Gotcha. So
I'll preface that.
yeah. So tell us about your journey from upstate New York to here, Charleston, West Virginia.
So I had it's kind of a crazy story, but I played at a junior college up in Troy, New York, so across the river. It's called Hudson Valley Community College, and my head coach at one point in time was roommates with the offensive coordinator here at the time. So we had that connection, and one thing led to another. Ended up coming here, playing here. We were pretty good. Early under Coach Kirkland, and from there, after I was done playing, got into coaching, and the rest was kind of history there. Just from my coaching journey, and I was fortunate enough, made enough of an impression on Coach Kirkland where he brought me back. So. And then when he brought me back, that's when me and Coach Sanders became really close. We kind of just stayed in touch from there. And then, when everything was going down for him to become head coach, I kind of knew if he was going to get the opportunity, I'd be coming back. So, and I've been back ever since. And it's been an awesome journey, to say the least.
Fantastic. So you've been doing the college coaching for a while.
Yeah.
What do you find to be the most rewarding about coaching college football, and the most challenging?
The most challenging for sure right now is just how things change so quickly nowadays, just with portal and, NIL, is it making its way to our level or not? Some schools seem to have that ability, some don't. And, kind of seeing what's next with that for our level will probably be the next upcoming thing. The portal, that's kind of a year in, year out basis. Some years are good, some years, are tougher than others. And you never know what you're going to get when it comes to the transfer portal right now. But for us, it's gone pretty well. Our retention's been very well. We've lost a few really good players to some higher level schools, but for the most part, we've done a pretty good job and been fortunate to keep our good players here. But the rewarding part,
Yeah.
I think, is just the growth in the players, and seeing the growth in the players and seeing the impact that you have on them. And sometimes it's hard to see that, but when you're with the same group of guys over a long period of time, like we have been, and seeing the growth and seeing the kind of yourself wear off on certain players, I think that for me, that's been the most rewarding. Especially here going into year 4, being back in this stint here at Charleston, with the players that have been here the whole time with me, and just seeing the impact I've been fortunate enough to have on them. That's probably what means the most to me.
So speaking about, being with our university for 4 years, what makes coaching at UC special?
For me, I think our ability to get players from all over the country. I think our location, in terms with the highways that come in and with our airport, we have access to some really good talent. This current class, we're up to 72 guys coming in, and I think we're right at 20 different states. So I think what is made it special at Charleston is just our ability to get players from so many different areas, and things like that. We got players coming in from California, Utah, Texas, all over every state that touches the Atlantic Ocean. I think we got someone coming in from this year. So yeah, no, but that's what makes it special. And that's the thing about football, is just, that diversity that comes within a locker room. And our location has allowed us to go to a lot of different areas to bring kids in from the Northeast, the Southeast, the Midwest, and it's made it a special time, bringing all these kids from different backgrounds together for one common goal. And it's made it a real special time here.
Yeah, we've even had some international players, right?
Yeah, we got a kid from England right now. He's he's coming, I think, next week. He's touching down, so excited to get him back. He's gonna be a good player. Still learning American football, but that's part of it. But for we're trying to get some Australian punters up here, but it's been a little tough, So
Strategy. I like that. I like that. Well, Lynn and I love coming down to the games, and we have a great fan base. So, what can we look forward to when the season starts this year?
Hopefully a team that's gonna, go win the conference again, but we're competing for a national championship. That's the goal. Like that's the goal. I think, winning the conference is a part of the journey, but it doesn't taste the same and it can't taste the same. And it's, it goes back to that day by day process. And, when you have goals, we got to stop looking at the goal and looking at how to get to that goal. And I think, these guys have, we've learned the hard way the last 2 years, and they're focused on the day by day process. Right now, we've got a lot of kids here this summer, more than we've had the last few years, and they're doing very well, working together. We've got some of our new guys here, working out with us, getting acclimated to the program, and they're learning. But success is not easy, especially in this game of football. Trying to get 120, we're gonna have 140 this year, 140 guys to come together and stay on the same track every single day of the season. But we've got some really good leaders, so you're gonna see a good team. You're gonna see a hungry team, that's gonna want to get after it, and you're gonna see a focused team. They're gonna be pretty focused this year on what's important and what's in front of them, and not a team that's gonna be looking ahead to the things that we want to go after towards the back end of the season.
So, when your student athletes graduate from UC, great moment. A lot of guys on your team that probably didn't ever expect that they'd be able to earn a college degree, and football's been the pathway for them to do it. What do you want them to feel and say about their experience?
I want them to say it was the best decision they ever made in their life, and I want them to have pride that they were part of this program and that they had a piece of the success that, that we've had here. And, I want them to come back, and I want them to feel comfortable coming back. And I don't want them to ever feel like they're not a part of the program, just because they graduated. And, I just want them to feel that it was the best decision they ever made in their life up until this point, and that they've made the right decision, and that they're a part of the brotherhood that is Charleston football at this point, and that that it's not something they ever want to let go of for the rest of their life.
Absolutely, that's a great vision and a great goal, and I'm sure your fellow coaches would kind of describe it the same way. Right? We want everybody to feel like being a Golden Eagle and wearing the maroon and gold was it's a great decision and a great life choice, and something that's going to pay dividends for them long into the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good. Well, Coach, we're super excited for another great season of UC Golden Eagle football. Should be great. You got the guys coming to town soon, and the season will start before you know it. Who do we have up first here at home?
So we got a tough schedule this year. We're gonna open on Thursday night, August 28th at 7 p.m. against Livingstone College. Coming up from Salisbury, North Carolina. We're gonna have a maroon out. So we're gonna go all maroon in our uniforms to start the season. We're encouraging everyone to come out wearing maroon for the first game. I think 2 years ago we did a whiteout to start the year. And then after that, we got 2 games on the road out of conference, 2 top 25 programs in Cal, PA, just south of Pittsburgh. And then for our third game, we're going to drive down to West Alabama and, see what we're made of and see where we're at as a program, and, try to compete against 2 playoff teams in our non-conference schedule before we kick things off in the Mountain East play. So the players are excited. We got a fun trip planned for them. So, we're looking forward to the start. Definitely looking forward to the start.
Outstanding. Well, appreciate all that you do, bringing some great student athletes here to the University of Charleston, and all the time and effort you and your staff put into making sure they have a great experience. So looking forward to another great season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.